November the 30th, 2021, James Crumbley's 15-year-old son walked out of the boys' bathroom in Oxford High School holding a 9mm handgun. James Crumbley's son walked out, he pointed, he aimed that 9mm and fired it 32 times over the course of the next 9 minutes. He fired that weapon at teachers and students. He killed 4, wounded 7, and terrorized the entire community. James Crumbley bought that gun that his son used to kill as a gift for his son 4 days before the attack. James Crumbley failed to secure that gun in a way to prevent his son from accessing it. Anna was 14 years old. Madison Baldwin, she was 17. Tate Muir, he was 16. Justin Schilling, 17 years old. These are the 4 students who never made it home that day. What happened inside that school was truly a nightmare come to life. But it didn't have to. That nightmare was preventable. There are 3 people in this world who are criminally responsible for the deaths of Hannah, Madison, Tate, and Justin. The shooter who committed murder, no doubt he's responsible. But so are his parents. But not for murder. They're responsible for their gross negligence, for involuntary manslaughter. Because that nightmare was preventable and it was foreseeable. The shooter's case is done. The shooter's mother, Jennifer Crumbley, her case is done. You're here to decide the level of gross negligence of James Crumbley. And you will learn throughout this trial that he was the adult out of anyone in the world in the best position to prevent these kids' deaths. You're going to learn that those kids would still be alive today had James Crumbley seized any one of the tragically small and easy opportunities given to him to prevent his son from committing murder. Any one of them. These were opportunities that were literally given to him, yet he disregarded. During this trial, you're going to hear about events from the spring of 2021 through December of 2021. November of 21 is the critical time period, especially November the 30th. But that earlier evidence is going to give you some context into the family life in the Crumbley household. It's going to give you some context to learn that the shooting didn't just happen out of the blue. The shooter didn't snap. What happened was foreseeable, especially to his father. I'm going to talk to you about some of the evidence that you're going to see through this trial. And we'll start with this. This is a 6-hour 9mm handgun. This was a firearm purchased by James Crumbley as a gift for his son on November the 26th, 2021. This is a picture taken by the shooter, found on his phone, the day that gun was brought home. This is an Instagram post from the defendant's son. The next day, November the 27th, 2021. That's after his mom took their son to the shooting range to practice with that gun. Took my new SIG out to the range today. Definitely need to get used to new sights, LOL. This is a post from Jennifer Crumbley, the shooter's mother, the defendant's wife. That same day, November the 27th of 2021. Mom and son day testing out his new Christmas present. My first time shooting a 9mm. I hit the bullseye. You're going to learn that it wasn't just those 2 extra magazines for the handgun in the plastic case that came with it when James Crumbley made that purchase. You see, he was given the tools to make that firearm safe. He was provided a cable lock. It was provided by the manufacturer, by Sig Sauer. It went to the firearm dealer who sold it to James Crumbley. It was for that gun. This is what it looked like the day the gun was purchased, November the 26th, 2021. This is what it looks like now. still in its original packaging, still with both keys in the lock. It was never used. The decision that James Crumbley made to buy that gun as a gift for his son was made even though he knew that his son was in the midst of total and complete social isolation and had been in a downward spiral of distress that had been going on for some time. You'll see evidence that as early as spring of 2021, the shooter had expressed to his one and only friend that he had asked his father for help. He told him to suck it up. That was in April of 2021. You'll learn that instead of receiving help or intervention of any kind, James Crumbley instead began to take his son to the shooting range, even buying himself a .22 caliber Kel-Tec semi-automatic pistol, and his son a different gun, .22 caliber two-shot Derringer. That was June of 2021. They would go to the range together on a consistent basis over the next few months. We have evidence of a number of trips, and you'll see some of that. Some of this background is going to shed light on what happened in November of 2021. This is a pivotal month in the Crumbley home. As I said, the shooter had one and only one friend. That was no secret. James knew about that. You're going to see evidence that the shooter and this friend would communicate with each other throughout the day and throughout the night. The level of data on that text message conversation alone dwarfs everything else on the shooter's phone. You'll hear evidence that there were over 22,000 text messages in just 1 year between the shooter and his friend. Those two shared quite a bit with each other. This is the friend that the shooter confided in when he asked his father for help. That friend was taken from the shooter at the end of October of 21. He didn't just move schools and go to another town. He was taken out of state without warning, without notice, and without a way to communicate. The impact on the defendant's son was severe. His entire social connection was severed, and James was there to know about it. You see, he wasn't working at that time. From November the 1st to November 9th, he didn't have a job. And when he did work before that, it was from home. When he did get a job on November the 10th, it was for DoorDash, where he could set his own schedule and decide when he did work and when he didn't work. It was also during this month of November that the defendant's son began to write in a journal. Some of that is going to be permitted to be shown to you, and Judge Matthews decides what you see and what you don't see. The portions you'll see is that the defendant's son wrote about how he was begging his parents for help, how he's begging for a more powerful 9mm handgun to commit the school shooting, and how he's able to obtain access to the murder weapon. Again, this evidence is important for you as background to what happened on November the 30th, but it also gives you a glimpse into the level of knowledge possessed by James Crumbley when he made the decision to buy that 6 Sauer 9mm handgun for his son on November the 26th, and then, just as importantly, what he decided not to do the morning of the shooting. You see, James Crumbley was afforded what might have been the easiest and most glaring opportunity to prevent the shooting, a full 3.5 hours on November 30th before the first shot was ever fired. Because he was shown this. This is a math worksheet. These are drawings and writings from the defendant's son, November 30th, 2021. One of his teachers saw him doing this, took a picture of that, and sent it to the shooter's counselor. The counselor came down and took the shooter out of class, brought him to his office to find out what was going on. You will learn it took that counselor all of 20 minutes to decide that immediate parental intervention was required. He made that decision even though he had about a fraction of the knowledge possessed by James Crumbley. You see, this drawing as well as an altered version created by the shooter, were both sent from that counselor to Jennifer Crumbley, who shared it immediately with James Crumbley before they arrived at the school. The severity of the situation wasn't lost on James or Jennifer Crumbley either. They expressed their concern about what they see here, the words "help me," blood everywhere, a picture drawing of a gun, of a person with 2 bullet holes in blood. They expressed their concern about that drawing to themselves in Facebook messages. This is Jennifer Crumbley, she's in blue. "Call now," all caps, emergency. This is November the 30th, 2021 at 9:33 in the morning. Followed simply with emergency. Then she sends her husband James, the defendant, both the original drawing as well as the altered version of it that the shooter created. That's at 9:38 in the morning. James Crumbley's response: "My God, WTF." And then he says what he was actually doing that morning. "Vet not here. It's McElmurray's for Kira's horse. Still waiting on the vet." You see, James and Jennifer Crumbley spent quite a bit of time away from the home, tending to their horses. That's what he was doing the morning of the shooting. Jennifer Crumbley, he said he was distraught about last night. "James, we talked about it this morning." "You talked to him?" "Jennifer, can you call?" Then heading to his school, "I'm very concerned." That was at 10:04 in the morning. Unfortunately for everyone, they kept that private concern to themselves. They didn't share it with the school counselor. Despite what they knew, despite what they thought, James Crumbley and his wife, neither one of them, mentioned anything about the gun being purchased for him 4 days before the shooting. James Crumbley didn't say a word about how that picture of the gun that his son drew looked identical, that you will see, of the Sig Sauer 9mm. They didn't say anything about the prior request for help. James Crumbley didn't mention anything about the severity, the real circumstances of the shooter's friend being taken from him. They didn't just fail to inform in that meeting note. They also failed to act. It was recommended at that meeting that James and Jennifer Crumbley get help for their son then, immediately, that day. And they were provided with a list of resources with mental health providers that would fit any budget, any insurance plan, or even no insurance at all. But they didn't. James Crumbley didn't do anything. Jennifer Crumbley didn't do anything. Neither one of them called. They didn't take him home. The reason given to the counselor is that they had to work. But James didn't mention that. As a DoorDash driver, he set his own schedule. He didn't mention that he hadn't even signed in for the day for DoorDash yet. He was at the vet. Or that as a DoorDash driver, he was able to just put his son next to him in the car. It was one of the most glaringly missed opportunities. But instead of seizing that incredible opportunity that was before him, James Crumbley spent the next 2 hours driving around town making deliveries. Never once bothering to stop by his house, which was just a mile away, to check on the whereabouts of the gun that his son drew. Even when he drove by the house to do so. Never once. The gun that he knew was kept unsecured. That is until after the Oxford School District sent out an email blast to all district parents of an active shooter situation. You'll learn that that email reached James Crumbley at about 1:10 p.m. And by pure happenstance, James Crumbley was at the exact location that parents of Oxford high school students were told to go in case of emergencies. Their reunification point is the mire on Ray Road next to the high school, directly adjacent to it. By pure coincidence, he happened to be at the exact location where hundreds of people were scrambling to get to. But he didn't stay. That's when he went home. That's when he went home to look for the gun. And that's because he knew. You will hear that there was one and only one person who called the police that day to identify their kid as a suspected shooter. It was James Crumbley. This nightmare, these murders, were preventable by him, foreseeable by him. During this trial, you're going to hear from between 15, and 20 witnesses. I do need to tell you that you won't hear from the shooter. Neither side is entitled to call him to the stand. You won't hear from Jennifer Crumbley. Again, neither side is entitled to call her to the stand. But you will hear a lot about what happened in the days, the weeks, the months before the shooting, specifically November the 26th and November the 30th. Again, those are the critical days. What happened from the 30th, from the time of the meeting to the time that first shot was fired. You're going to learn that throughout the investigation, investigators obtained information from social media accounts, from cell phone forensic analysis. They obtained banking records. They obtained GPS pings. So you're going to be able to put together a bit of a digital footprint of the Crumbley life. You're also going to learn what James and Jennifer Crumbley did after the shooting. Evidence will be presented to you to show that the defendant and his wife withdrew as much cash as they could, and they tried to liquidate their assets. They were found hiding from the police in the city of Detroit in an art studio on December the 4th, 2021. That's after they were charged with these crimes. What you will never hear, and I want to make sure this is clear, you will never hear any allegation that James Crumbley knew what his son was going to do on November the 5th, that he bought the gun knowing what his son was going to do. If he bought a gun knowing his son was going to commit mass murder, then he'd be charged with murder. There is no claim that James Crumbley gave his son that firearm hoping he would murder 4 students. So then the question becomes, how is it that a father can be held responsible for the intentional acts of a teenage son? And the answer to that question is twofold. There's 2 reasons. First, it's important to remember that James Crumbley is not charged with murder. He's charged with involuntary manslaughter. Murder, or aiding and abetting murder, is an intentional crime. Involuntary manslaughter is rooted in negligence. It is by definition, causation, an unintentional killing. Second, it's because it takes a rare and specific set of circumstances to rise to the level of involuntary manslaughter when there are multiple causes of death. A rare set of circumstances. Those rare circumstances you will find present in this case. It takes gross negligence. It takes causation of death. And it takes that other person's acts to be reasonably foreseeable. Those are the 3 elements that must be proved. And that's what Judge Matthews is going to tell you. You will learn that the law says that in this situation, there are actually 2 different ways to find this defendant guilty of involuntary manslaughter. You are able to pick either, because the law allows you to do so. Involuntary manslaughter is committed when someone's actions or inactions are grossly negligent, or their failure to perform their legal duty as a parent was grossly negligent. That gross negligence caused death, and not the cause. It was a cause of death. And that's important, because the judge is going to tell you that there may be more than one cause of death, such as this situation, as long as that other cause was reasonably foreseeable to him, to the defendant. Not to everyone else in the world, but to him. The father who bought the gun, the father who raised the shooter, the father who knew what was going on in his life, the father who suspected him as a school shooter, well before his name was made public, well before anyone from the police department told him it was his son. The law allows multiple people to be held responsible in this case. And that's going to come to you from Judge Matthews. Gross negligence is the failure to use ordinary care to avoid a known danger, even though it was apparent to a reasonable person that serious injury would result. It's the willful disregard of danger. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we were here. James Crumbley's willful disregard of danger and his failure to use just ordinary care, when he was the one who knew the background, he was the one that knew the origins of this drawing. him sitting in that counselor's office, looking at this drawing, and then not only staying silent, but then his failure to act, right there, is his willful disregard of danger. Right there. You're going to hear a lot of evidence and arguments in this case. It's important that we all understand that you're not here to decide on parenting. This case isn't about parenting. It's not illegal to be a bad parent. It's not kids doing kids' things. We're here to talk about a preventable mass murder. No one will ever suggest to you that every parent can or should be held responsible for everything their teenager does. That's not the law. No one will ever suggest that to you. But in a situation where the father was in a position to reasonably foresee what the son was going to do, because the father armed him 4 days before and was shown a clear statement of intent of what the son was going to do. That is when that rare set of circumstances is present, in these specific set of facts. James Crumbley is in charge with what his son did on November the 30th. James Crumbley is charged with what he did and what he didn't do on November the 30th. That is a very important distinction. That is what the law allows. That is what we were asking you to do. This case is not about guns. It's not about even how all guns should be stored in the home. It's not about gun laws. This case is about this gun for this kid with these issues, not secured, when shown this picture. That's what this case is about. When this kid was begging for a more deadly weapon. That's why we're here. I ask that you listen to the testimony, you review the evidence, and you follow the law. If you do that, you will undoubtedly reach a fair and just verdict. If you do that, you will find that James Crumbley was one of the 3 people in this world criminally responsible for what happened on November the 30th, 2021. And you will find him guilty as charged. Thank you.